Hello friends, welcome to the second video in the UPSC Prelims refresher course, and this is the second video for the Polity series. So this is uh, some of the high focus areas, topics, confusing areas, topics. These are some of the repeating topics which keep occurring in the UPSC preliminary examination year on year. And also it's like a revision for you just before the upcoming prelims exam, right? So the main agenda is you put in less effort but high written topics which I would want to cover. Okay, so again myself Nitin, I'm an NIT, I'm graduate. I was fortunate to write 6 mains in one interview, but yeah, somehow I failed to make it to the final list. A few reasons: handwriting was not very great. I also changed optional in between management to anthro. Unfortunately, I could not get very high marks. Also, I was also working during my preparation, so probably that is maybe one of the reasons that I could not make out. Yes, some of the mains exam report cards. Okay, so let's start today's topics. So today, amendments to the Constitution. Very, very important area, very confusing as well. Okay, so let's pay attention here. So amendment bill can be introduced in either house of the parliament. Okay, but not in any of the state legislatures, right? It has to be in either of the parliaments it can be introduced. And unlike money bill, it does not require permission of president, right? So money bill requires permission of president, but constitutional amendment bills, they do not require any permission. So yeah, it's a little bit confusing, so please be clear. And here the bill has to be passed by both the houses separately with special majority. Okay, hence there is no scope for joint sitting in case of constitutional amendment bills. Okay, in case of ordinary bill, it can be resolved through joint sitting, right, which we already covered in the earlier video. And for the constitutional amendment bill, it has to, president must give his assent to the bill, right? I think in the last video we discussed that in the case of money bill, the president cannot send it back, but he need not sign the bill. But in case of amendment bills, right, president has to sign, right? So this was in which constitutional amendment? Probably you can just find out. It is the 24th constitutional amendment back that it was made that president must give his assent to the amendment bills. Okay, let's move on. So for amending the federal provisions, right, which has impact on both union and the states. So ratification of half of the state legislature, right? Right. So at least, yeah, more than 15 states by simple majority is required. Okay. Okay. So I think the best example was when the GST was passed. Okay. So during that time, although the parliament has to pass with special majority, but the states, more than 50% of the states has to pass with simple majority. Okay, so just to make it clear, whenever federal provisions are to be ratified or amended, the parliament will pass with special majority, but the states will pass with simple majority. Please be clear. And in case of amendments, the state assemblies, that is Vidhan Sabha has to pass during the federal provision amendments, but Vidhan Parishads, there is no role at all. Okay, they don't have any role even during when they have to be passed the federal provisions by the states. Okay, again continuing on amendments, it's a big topic. Okay, so here for example, whenever we admission or establishment of new states, right? So Telangana was created new state as Article 2, formation of new states, right? Or alteration of areas, names, etc. It is not considered amendment under Article 368. Okay, and only simple majority is sufficient enough to able to pass these areas. Whenever there is a amendments to Article 2 is not considered an amendment under Article 368. Then also amendment of second schedule, right, which deals with salary and allowances. Fifth and sixth schedule, very, very important, right? What is fifth and sixth schedule, right? Tribal related, right? Is also, and any changes to the second, fifth, and sixth is also not considered an amendment, right? However, although fifth and sixth is not considered, but the list of national languages and changes in the name of languages, Schedule 8, right? Which, and for this amendments, any addition of changes, modification, so this definitely requires a special majority, right? So even in the all the various different schedules, right? Second and fifth and sixth is not an amendment, but eighth is, right? So just be clear on that. And seventh schedule, right? Three list, right? Union, state, and concurrent list. It can be amended only by a special majority plus ratification. Why? Right? Because this is a federal provision, right? Federal provision, it impacts the states, right? So any changes in here, it has to be ratified by half of the states with simple majority. Okay. I hope this is clear. So you can pause the video. Yeah, pay attention, make some quick notes. All right. So Parliament legislation on state list, right? So usually situations when Parliament can make laws in the state list, right? On the state, right? So these different articles very, very important, right? Extremely confusing and very high focus areas even for UPSC question paper setters, right? Okay, let's read Article 249. Right, in this case, Rajya Sabha declares that it is necessary in national interest that Parliament can make a law on state subjects. So only it can only be initiated in Rajya Sabha under Article 249. Right. So after that, the Parliament will make a bill, and this will be in force for 1 year. Okay. So after 1 year, it automatically goes out of force. So it's any law made under Article 249 initiates with Rajya Sabha and will be in force for 1 year. Okay. But Article 250 during national emergency, whenever national emergency is proclaimed under Article 352, right? So Parliament can make laws. However, it becomes non-operative after 6 months. After the emergency has been revoked, after 6 months, the bill is no longer in force, right? Here under Article 2, it's usually for 1 year. Here it's for 6 months. Then Article 252, right? In this case, the states can initiate the process if they pass a resolution requesting the parliament to enact laws in the matter on the state list. Okay. Now, if the states request the parliament, the states can never repeal such acts. Only the parliament, right, can repeal such acts. Once the states have given that power to the parliament, right, so they cannot pass any rules or laws on on these on these particular bills. Only Parliament can enact such acts. Okay, so 249, 250, 252, very important. So 253, say to give effect to any international agreement or treaty, right? So for example, Paris Climate Agreement, right, or WTO agreements, right? So India is bound to follows those rules and regulations. So in this, to enforce all the agreements and laws, so Parliament can make laws under Article 253, right? And 256, this is during the President's rule. 252 during the national emergency, right? Here it's under President 2 under Article 356, Parliament can make laws. And it remains operative even after the President's rule has been revoked, right? But state legislation can at any time repeal or alter it, right? So during state emergencies under the president's rule under Article 356, Parliament can make rules and it will be operative even after the end of the president's rule, right? However, the state legislature, which is newly formed, can make repeal or alter it. Okay, so again, please pay attention to the differences. Article 250 256, this is state national emergency, and also some are gets repealed automatically after 1 year. Here 6 months. Here it remains operative. Okay, parliamentary committees. This is also a very important topics we covered earlier as well. So members are nominated to most of the ad hoc committees. Ad hoc committees are created for a specific purpose, right? For example, there was a committee created to go to review the farm laws, committee created to negotiate with the farmers, etc. So there are some ad hoc committees which is temporary. Usually they are nominated, right, by the president. Whereas the standing committees, the ones they created, they actually last for an year, right? Most of the members are mainly nominated to most of these posts. Okay. Then there's departmental related standing committees, right? I think this was not, it only started in 1993. At present, there are 24 such committees, right? And they have about 31 members, right? 21 from Lok Sabha, 10 from Rajya Sabha. Usually all of them are nominated. So these include business advisory committee, disciplinary committee, etc. So you can just have a one high level view of what are these committees, right, which are in operation in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, right? But most important is the three most important committees: Committee on Estimates, Public Account Committee, Committee on PSUs, right? So these members have members elected, right? I think in the last video I told estimates committee 30 people, all of them are elected from Lok Sabha. Okay, but so I think some of the topics we are repeating so that it's again it's there in your recall, you are able to recall during the examination. So please pay attention, please revise and read them in detail. Committee, so large estimates committee is the largest committee, 30 members, all from Lok Sabha estimates committee, right? So please make sure that you remember this. Okay. PAC is again Public's Account Committee. Chairperson is conventionally from the opposition's party, right? Actually, usually the estimates committee is usually from the ruling government, whereas the PAC, right, Public Accounts Committee chairperson is usually from the opposition's party. Okay, and CAG reports, acts as a friend and philosopher and guide. So I think this is a common very phrase, right? You can actually remember, use it in mains, etc. Right? So CAG acts like a friend, philosopher, and guide to the Public Accounts Committee. Okay, Attorney General. I think Attorney General also is in news, right? So find out which article defines Attorney General of India. Okay, so a few important points. Attorney General is not debarred from private legal practice, right? Even while he serves the government, he can also have their own private legal practice. So Mukul Rohtgi, he represented Kerala bars owners against liquor prohibition, right? So it's a very popular case, right? And any references to AG for his service, for his attention, it can be made only by the law ministry, right? Usually the secretary, the law minister make references to the AG for his services. And AG, Attorney General, has the right to take part in proceedings of both the houses as well as his committee, right? So he can sit in the discussions, but he has no right to vote in any of the resolutions passed, any of the debates, etc. He can only take part in the proceedings, which is a very special privilege provided to Attorney General, right? So you also keep hearing the names of Solicitor General, is Additional Solicitor General, etc., appointed by the government for various services, but these are not constitutional posts. In the Constitution of India, they only define Attorney General. So please find out which article does he reference to, right? So once again, Attorney General, very important post. Only Law Ministry can make reference, not even the PMO, right? He can take part in the proceedings of the houses. Right, okay. Hope this short video is helpful. Please make important notes, especially on the amendments. Right? So I'll soon come back with the next video. Thank you.